Hello everyone, and welcome back. Just had a little line of storms go through, didn't do much, maybe 1/10 of an inch of rain. And I decided to come out here. It was a busy day today, and now it's about 7:30 at night. Thought I'd come out here and pick some of these chokecherries because they are ripe. They've got to that black color. And if I can get, I think we have more than one tree, so if I can get, I think 6 cups I would need, Melissa could make jam out of it. I decided to finally cut the end of that branch off, and right now it's not a big deal, but as soon as it snows, it weights it down, and when I come through here to push the snow with the tractor, it's way down. I've got to push it out of the way, and then the branch likes to hook on the little cap that flips up on the muffler on the tractor, and I'm always afraid it's going to rip it off. So I trimmed that one back. There's a couple over there that have to also because they get weighted down and go right on the power line that goes from the pole to the garage. But I'm going to have to get a ladder and get up for that one. A ladder and then that extended saw and get those cut. But tonight I didn't think I'd get anything done because it was raining a little bit, and I thought, well, I'm going to come out here and cut that branch and get a few of these berries and get the rest in the next couple of days. I think we have a little bit more rain rolling in here. It got to, I think, 82 today. Tomorrow's high is only 73, and there's a cold front that when I looked on the radar a little while back was just, you know, looked like 30 miles from here, so that's got to be what's coming through right now. And it's getting close to 8. I think I'll stop picking this for today. I need to wash some buckets up because we need to pick beans, so I need at least 3, probably 4 5-gallon buckets cleaned up because I'm sure that's how many are going to get filled. I think Brandon's going to do that, pick those in the next couple of days. I'll get back out here and get these berries off this tree, not today, but maybe tomorrow. The following day I have a family reunion, so that's going to take up most of that day because it's about a 2.5-hour drive. And we have another chokecherry tree or two in the front too, so if I can get to 6 or 8 cups, whatever's needed. I haven't had chokecherry jam or jelly since I was a kid. My mom would make it. Good morning, everybody. I just ran up to L&M and got a couple of new chainsaw blades. They looked up the one for my 360, but not this one here. I think I got the right one, so I'm gonna see if it fits. It used to be a lot easier. You would just go there and get an 18-inch or a 20-inch or whatever, make sure that it fit on. They would have what model number and everything it fit on. Now it's a little more complicated. Last night, we had that rain. A little bit of rain that came through and then that cold front, and it's a lot chillier today than it was yesterday, and windy. So this one is for the other chainsaw. This one is supposedly for this one. Let's see. Looks about the same. It's pretty much identical. Looks about the same. I'm not going to put this one in. I'm going to try the little one out and go cut a little bit of wood. Well, that's one tank of gas. I think I'm gonna go fill it up. You know, working with that little 250 is so much easier on your back. Also, this wood though is a lot drier than what I was dealing with last year. If that thing had just a little bit more power, even the 271 versus going and buying the, what is the new one, the 350, I don't know what it is. Anyway, I'm debating because eventually I'm going to buy another new saw, and I really like how this one doesn't weigh that much. I think I'm gonna go in and have some lunch. After lunch I ran out there and I did another tank of gas in here cutting wood, and then I thought, you know, I'm done. And now it's like, well, maybe I'll go get one more today. For the last 15 minutes I've been wanting that thing to run out of gas. I've had enough. 4 tanks is enough to run the chainsaw for today. Some of this bigger stuff I'm cutting up into the smaller size, and then I'm going to split that because I'm going to need some for inside the workshop and stuff like that, so that works out good. Some of this will get split also, but only the real big ones. I'm cutting these anywhere from 25 to 30 inches long. That's enough wood for today. Got about half that pile cut up, some of it split here, 4:30 in the afternoon. I'm done. Oh, look at all those. Yeah. Wow. Look at all those. Holy crap.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at all these.
See any black? Oh, yeah, there's some more in there. Yeah.
Back there.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Lots of them ready to be picked.
And you have to pick everything up. And there's just
I know.
So many underneath on the ground right there.
Where? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And look back in there, and there they are.
Yeah.
There's even more that hasn't developed. There's some.
Yeah. There's a few.
There'll be a lot more next year.
Yeah, this is kind of a new patch. Don't see many more on this one. We have a ton more chokecherry trees over here. Or I should say a ton more chokecherries. I mean, look at, they're everywhere in here. Tansies are pretty.
What can you do with that?
That's considered the death plant because that's what they used to put into
Oh yeah.
the caskets or whatever, so because they smell so strong. Good morning, everybody. A couple of deer in the front yard earlier today, or this morning, a couple hours ago, and there was a buck and a doe there. I tried to get it on camera. I don't know how good you can see it, but that was pretty neat. I haven't seen any bucks. You never really see the bucks. You see mainly just the does unless it's on the camera. So that was kind of nice. So when I'm out here today, I'm gonna lower this down. She definitely wants to put like a countertop thing in here, but all it's going to be is like a piece of birch plywood, which has got a real smooth top. But we need to drop that down to about 36 inches for the top because I have some chairs in that front garage that can go underneath here, but they would be countertop type chairs. If it was going to be this high, we would have to have something that's like a bar stool type thing. So we'll definitely do a total height of 36 on here. Going to have 3/4 inches of plywood, and I'm going to want to have a 2x4 flat going across this that comes out, and then I'll either have some legs going down or go back. I'm not real sure yet. But one of the reasons why I didn't get the comment on the last video yet, and I guess I haven't looked at all the comments, but I screwed all this together versus using my air gun and just banging it out with the air nailer. One of the reasons is because, like I said in the last one, I hate doing things twice. When it's Melissa's space, I know I'm going to be doing some things twice. So by screwing it together, I can just unscrew it and drop it down and screw it back on. So definitely was thinking ahead there. So we're going to want to drop this 8 1/8 inches. Now that that's dropped, see I can go ahead and I'll just put 2x4s underneath here, every probably 16 inches or so. And then once the 3/4 inch plywood's on top, this will be out to 36 inches, and then the seat will fit underneath there and it'll be the right height. I was going to run up this morning and grab some bags of concrete and start filling in this stuff here. But after cutting all that wood yesterday, I thought, the last thing my body feels like today is unloading 20 or 30 bags of concrete. So I decided to just do some other stuff out here. And we were going to put another window in right here. And it's going to be the same size as this one. came in here a couple days ago because this whole building is steel post, somewhere in here, steel post, metal beam, an I-beam, and then it just continues down. So there's no reason for me to have to put in a header for anything. Everything is supported. But I wanted to make sure that I didn't cut this where there's going to be a steel post, because that has to stay in. First time. That's the metal beam right there. So that's in. So I don't know what they cut, if they're even. It's gonna, if I was hooked onto the outside of the wall, it'll be close to 11 feet where it is. So I have that's all free. We also want to put a window on that back wall, and I think I've got this exact same size, a few of them out there. The problem with that is, for right now, I've got all that lumber stacked against it, the building right there. And I told Melissa I'm not moving that this year. That has to stay there. But then next year I could cut that in. And maybe we want one that's a little bit higher off the ground back there, because last year the snow back there was like this deep on me. So it really drifts over the top of the building and up there. I mean, we can shovel that out or plow it out, but I'm not going to do that this year. But I would like to get this one in so there's just more light. It's kind of a dark. We are going to go through here, probably have Brandon come through and just run a sander over everything here, because there's dirt on here and just some of the loose paint. And then come in here with the sprayer, and I think she is going to have us paint the walls. I don't know if it'll be white or what color, but and it doesn't have to be fancy. I mean, I don't have to fix anything else up, but just clean this up. Because you can see here, I mean, this is where, when this was a dairy barn back in the 40s, this is from cows rubbing up against it. I mean, on the back wall, I think there's probably cow manure on there. Who knows? So by running a palm sander just over it, just just to get the loose stuff and the dirt out of there, and then just shoot it with paint. That's wood. That's wood. So I can use this, since I don't have to have a trimmer of any kind, leave this stud here and use that as my king stud, trimmer stud, whatever, and then go this way with the window. And I'm just going to do it the same way. This one was cut in here real tight, and since the flanges on these windows there's a little bit here, a little bit there, and sometimes there's none. Like normally this would be a 60-inch opening. I'm just going to do a 59.5. Just make sure everything is cut level, and then that window just slips right in, and then you're done. And with these sliders, you got a little bit of play with them versus a crank out, but I'm not too worried about that. I just want to make sure that I don't have any big gaps here. So we're going to do that, I think 59.5. We're going to start that. It's interesting how they did that. This is 1.5 inch material here. This is 3/4 inch material here. So they must have two studs next to each other, and these are ripped smaller, or they took a chunk out of this, but I don't see that. So they must have did some kind of creative stuff in there for that to work. Just like on this one, I'm going to cut it all the way up to here, and then I'll cut this piece and put it back in there. Gives me room to get insulation up there, get my plate going above the window, a little bit of room to move. Well, that was a nightmare. I pulled the glass panes out. This is just like crammed back behind stuff. This one was on the side, and I thought it was the easiest one to get to. So I get the glass panes out, and the first one pops out easy. Second one slams up, and I break the glass. So, okay, fine. Put that one aside, and then pull this out. Get the frame out, and then I have the one pane of glass that's good. So then I go into the back of that shed where there is 2 more of these windows. So I take a pane out of one of them to replace the one that broke. That's fine, I get that back there. But as I'm going out there, then I look at the one that I thought was good, and that one was broken also, and I didn't break that one. So then I had to go all the way back and pull another pane out. So anyway, it's this frame and those 2 panes are out of a different window. And gosh, for a minute there it was like, good thing I've got extra windows. If I didn't, I just cut and framed a hole for an old window that I'm never going to be able to fill that space with. I'd have to completely reframe it for one of the other windows that I have, and none of them are really that tall. If you guys haven't watched any of the other videos when I put windows in, they have these metal plates that they welded onto the I-beam that the stud would go against there. So this one isn't cut up high enough, that one is, so I need to gouge a little bit out of my 2x4 here so that I can get up to that 60 inches. So I just put the 2x up there and beat on it to mark it. Now I'll just gouge that out with the skill saw a little bit. Now we'll do a backwards window dry run. Looks good. That really brightens it up in here. You can't see it nearly as good on the camera, but it really does. I didn't tell Melissa I was doing that. She said, "What are you doing?" She texted me or messaged me, and I said I was cutting down that center wall for her thing. And I said doing a couple other things out here. She'll be excited to see that. Not much going on tonight. Melissa got home from work. She's beat and she fell asleep on the couch. I come out and wash my truck. It had been a while. I got the family reunion to go to tomorrow, so I thought I'd clean her up. I haven't told her I put the window in, and she hasn't been out there yet, so eventually she'll go out there and she'll see it. Good morning, everybody. I'm about an hour into my 3.5-hour drive to go to Wilmer, Minnesota for today's family reunion. The reunion is in that building. I don't know, it looks kind of like a red roof on it. I guess they all do. The one straight in front of the camera. I'm about an hour into my drive home. 7 hours round trip. It's a lot of driving for one day, but it was nice to see the relatives. Well, after I got home, I think I'll wait with putting that grate on. I went out to the fish house with Melissa and we were only going to watch 2 episodes of that, The Big Sea. Ended up watching 4 or 5. And anyway, so we had our camper time, and then she was going to make sloppy joes from scratch. I went into the garden, picked up 3 green peppers for her, and then she looked at the time and she goes, "That's a lot of cooking." She goes, at first she kind of said that I was going to make the sloppy joes. And I said, "What?" I said, "My way of making sloppy joes," I said, "is you put the hamburger in the pan and you dump in a can of manwich. And that's how it is." She goes, "Gross, we're not eating that." So then anyway, she said we could have steaks. And I said, "Well, I would want to have steaks on charcoal." And she goes, "Yeah." So I said, "So you want me to cook?" Anyway, I didn't have enough charcoal for the big grill. But with this little one, remember when we were in the fish house camper, I cooked 3 ribeyes on this grill with just a few, just that little bit of charcoal in there. So I thought, what the heck, I'll pull this out, cook up 3. It'll be a late dinner, but it's Saturday night, so who cares? Grabbed a beer, fired this up, and cooked up a few ribeyes. Brandon picked the rest of the beans today. Almost 3 5-gallon buckets. I thought there would be more in there, because last year I think we picked 4 or 5 buckets. I can't remember, but there's still plenty of beans to can. And then right now that they're picked, they'll flower again and there'll be another batch. It got to 87 degrees today. It was in the 90s down where the reunion was, and it's really humid. It's a great night tonight, because we just never, I can remember 1 or 2 other nights this summer that were warm like this, and none of them that were this humid. Right now it says it's still 82. Tonight's low 59, which is quite warm since it was 42 yesterday morning. Tomorrow's high is 76. Then 70, 71, 84, another 87 next Thursday. We might get some red tomatoes yet. one cool thing that happened today is this stuff got delivered, and in my email, at least daily, there is some company trying to send me something to try out. And sometimes it'll be like a video game. I don't play any video games. The last video game I played was when Sarah was little, and we played Rygar until we won. And that's the last time I played a game. I don't have a gaming console. I don't do any of that. So, you know, call me old or whatever, but that's not my thing. And then I get a lot of these places that want to send me at least weekly. At least every week there's a different company wanting to send me one of these batteries. Whatever, you know, the charger thingies. Zach got me a nice big one that I already have. But the thing is, they're always, you know, solar charged battery. But they don't send a solar panel with it. So to me, if everything is trying to switch over to solar or wind or whatever, then shouldn't you send the panel with it so that I can see how that works? Because anybody can plug a battery into the wall. So anyway, I'm going to do a totally separate video on this because finally somebody sent something that matched with what Melissa and I could use. So it's got the battery thingy, which I think is right here. And this just says battery, so I haven't opened anything up. Solar panels I put them in here somewhere. It came with the solar channel, but the coolest thing is it comes with an air conditioning unit. And so when I was reading that and I brought it up to Melissa, and she goes, we have to do that and you go ahead and do a video on it. So I'm going to do a totally separate video on this. I'm not getting paid to do the video. They sent the stuff out. I get a lot of paid collaboration stuff where we'll pay you X amount of money to do a 60-second or 3-minute or 10-minute video. It's like I'm horrible at doing unboxing. I'm horrible at all that stuff. And then if they're paying me to do it, then I got to do a good job, and I already know I'm not going to do a good job. So then it makes me uncomfortable, so I always say no, I'm not doing that. Anyway, with this one here, the reason why it works perfect is like Melissa and I would like to take like the Fish House camper and do some like boondocking type camping, you know, where you're not plugged into shore power. So then you have to have a generator, but in a lot of the state parks or federal parks, when you have a generator, you still have quiet time from 10 at night to 8 o'clock in the morning. If it's hot out and it gets really hot in that fish house or any camper, you have to have an air conditioning unit. This one comes, I think that's going to be the air conditioning unit. I don't know. And it runs off of this. So it was like everything kind of came together and it made me excited. So I said yes. So I'm going to do a total unboxing video separate on this thing. And then we're actually going to take it into the camper and use it. How long will it run that air conditioner on the battery? How fast does the solar panels charge the battery? Because I know nothing about that, and Melissa keeps talking we should get solar for the house, at least some solar for the house, and you can expand it. But until I use it, I really don't know how it works. So anyway, this is going to be a really fun project for me. And like I said, I'll do a separate video, and then when we go in September, we're going to this big ice fishing extravaganza thing, which is not on the ice. It's going to be fun, live bands, and just all kinds of stuff. And I've already paid the tickets for us to go there. We got a double spot, you know, 2 40-foot spots to pull the fish house in and the truck in and then her truck in. And then you have to run a generator. Then I can actually try this out too, because it'll probably still be warm enough to use this. So anyway, I'm excited, and there's going to be a video on this, and I'll let you know if it's good or if it's not, but I'm hoping that it works really good. Good morning, everybody. I decided to come out and pick a few more of these chokecherries. Melissa needs 6 or 8 cups of juice to make the jam, and these have a big seed in them, so once the seed comes out, I want to make sure that she has enough. It's weird that these are bigger right here, and these are still a chokecherry though. Yeah. Some of these are starting to dry up now, so we're at the end of the time to harvest them. I got that many more today. Trying something a little bit different for lunch today. It doesn't smell like any seafood boil seasoning I've used before, but it smells kind of sweet. After lunch, Melissa's going to cook up that big batch of the sloppy joes so we have something to eat this week. I need to get out and pick the peppers this week and get them into the freezer like I do every weekend. And I'm thinking, if my schedule can do it, the end of the week going up to the tent and doing catching crawfish. And then Melissa's ordering in shrimp from Louisiana Crawfish Company, and then next Saturday we can do a seafood boil. Just have to see how my schedule is. I'd have to go up to the tent for 2 days, bring up the other boat, and then go out to that lake and just go around the lake and set traps. So we'll see. I think that would be fun. A lot of work, but it'd be fun. It finally started boiling. It smells like chili to me. Well, I just picked a few peppers only. I'm going to let them grow this week. There's a bunch of small ones on there and a bunch more flowers. Picked 1 head of cabbage. I'm going to go get this cut up because I want to put this in the freeze dryer. I'll probably have to grab 1 or 2 more heads. Not sure how much I can fit on those trays. But we have too much cabbage for what we're going to use it for, so freeze drying is a good way to go. 1 tray done, 4 to go.
Quit eating it, Joni.
Okay everyone, well thanks a lot for watching. Didn't film a whole lot today because Melissa's in there. She's just finishing up making that big batch of sloppy joes, and then we had 15 gallons of beans that were picked out of the garden that we had to snap and got them bagged and put into the refrigerator so they can get canned later this week. And then Sunday house cleanup. So we've been in there doing all that. I feel I'm tired. I feel like I've been running all week and I feel like I didn't get anything done. So tomorrow's a new day. Hopefully by the end of this week I'll be up at the tent doing some mud bugging. I will see you guys on the next video.